Hey everybody, it is Stacia here with Legacy of Light, also in conjunction with One Love here in Menasha, Wisconsin. And I am just going to be coming to you for the next 365 days, just to share my heart and my passion. I'm working in conjunction also with Tribe Finder, and Martha asked us to just in some way with social media to share what we are passionate about and what we love. And so I'm going to just be sharing thoughts and ideas and things, because my passion is to teach and to help each one of you come to know that you are one perfectly beautiful masterpiece. And I do have a CD with that. And it has just kind of been my journey, and the journey that you can go through too by listening to it, and just coming to that space where you realize that no matter what, that we are all connected and we are all beautiful and we are all perfect just the way we are. And so I'm going to be sharing my journey with you for the next year, in hopes that you can realize that you too are one perfectly beautiful masterpiece, and that, you know, there's ups and downs, ebbs and flows. It's the yin and yang of the universe. And so I'll just be sharing, 5-10 minutes of what I'm going through or thoughts I may feel, and maybe do some card readings, maybe do some, readings from a book or whatever that I feel led to do to help anyone who watches this in some way. So today's topic is kind of just what I've been going through. I also do a thing on Facebook. It's called Weekly Wednesday Love, where I usually just share a topic for the week and then a song that I think that would go through it. And this past week, I was just experiencing confusion, and it was because of the relationship that I was in wasn't what I really wanted. It was partially, and that's okay. I have realized that there's this process and these steps, and I don't have to get down on myself or be ashamed or have fear or anything related to the process that I'm going to, and to always remember to put myself first above everybody else. And that has been my journey, because most of my life has been to put everyone else first. And probably my, journey to that started about 1.5 years ago. And I was, in a relationship then, and I knew to get out of it quickly, but this person also was a catalyst for me to becoming closer to what I want and what I have dreamed of and who I've always been. And within the past 6 months, I was in another relationship and realized that it was not my highest good. And while it wasn't horrible, it wasn't my best. It wasn't what I wanted. And so I kept struggling, back and forth. Like, if I can do this, it's okay. I know I can learn from every situation. I know I can do this. And sure, I could have. But this past week, I just came to the conclusion that I didn't want to. And we were also having some struggles in the relationship, so I made the decision that I didn't want to, and I was going to talk to him within a couple days. And then the next day he came and said everything I wanted to hear, without me telling him. He apologized. He said this stuff. So, I kind of gave him a chance, but over the next 2 days, it was like I felt good for that night, but the next 2 days, like I had this inner struggle. And I just had to come to realize again that even though that he apologized, even though he said the things that I wanted to hear, it still, in the end, wasn't what I wanted. And so, we had to have that talk, and of course he didn't understand, and that's okay. And it's not like I feel great. I do in some senses that I don't, and I mentioned to my daughter, well, at least I'm balanced. Because it hurts that, he has to go through this, and yet it feels great that I finally realized, that I want to choose somebody. I don't want somebody to choose me because they see me and be like, oh, this is great, you're great. And, for a long time, that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted to hear. I wanted people to know and tell me that I was great and that I was such a good person and I was so kind and I was so caring, because I didn't believe those things. And I needed something outside of me to tell me that. And I don't need that anymore. What I need to do every day is follow my heart and to follow my gut and the things and to be able to speak it. Because for so long, I have gone with what other people wanted. I have held back my voice. I have held back my heart just because of this feeling that I needed love. Because of so many circumstances that had gone through, I just created these patterns. And one of the biggest patterns was this molestation that started from a super young age. And I spent so many years with drugs and alcohol and blocking it out and whatever I could. And I didn't even know at the time that that's why I was doing these things. And so I sought love in relationships that I knew could never work. It was like they told me these things and then it would switch, halfway through. And I am so grateful for those experiences, but I'm also grateful that I can now face these demons of my past and create my future from my choices, not because someone tells me something that I already know. And if you're in that space, it's okay. And that's the whole thing of this whole 365 days, is to let you know that whatever space that you're in is okay. And just to honor your path and your journey. And don't let anyone else tell you how that path and how that journey should go and how you should feel and what you should do. And it was an interesting turn of events, because in this talking of, us, going our separate ways and breaking up and letting go, he was angry and I knew that, and it was okay. He spoke some words, and one of them was just this has been your problem. It's just all on you. And this is what has happened. This is why none of your relationships worked out. And at first I was angry. And, I was hurt by those words. But then I had to take a step back and look at it from the point of view of, he was lashing out because he was hurt. And also from the point of view that I took ownership of that, and I said, yeah, it was my, not my fault, but it was because of me that all these relationships failed. Because I didn't hold my glory high enough. I didn't feel good enough about myself. I didn't love myself enough. So I chose relationships that would only love me so much. So yes, it was me. It was all me. And the moment that I took ownership of that, all those words just fell away because they're not my truth. And that's where we need to come and find the peace and the love in ourselves, is when we listen to our own truths, not some words that somebody else tells us. And most of the words, if they hurt, look into yourself to find the answer, to find what lesson that you can learn from that. So that is all for today. And I just want you to know that I love you, and I'm excited to be sharing this journey with you, and I will see you tomorrow. All right, thank you.